So, remember, model only. Leave me out of it. Okay, I don't
Yes.
want to be famous. All right, so first we have the four lobes. So guys, in pink and red, what's lobe is this? Frontal, in the blue, parietal, in the yellows, temples, in the back in the green, occipital, right, just like the bones. Okay, then we have the two fissures. Now, the way you remember this stuff is remember what they separate. Longitudinal fissure separates left and right halves. So that's right down here, the big one, right down the mid-sagittal line. Transverse fissure separates cerebrum from cerebellum. So we turn on the side. This fissure right here is the transverse fissure. Okay? Alrighty. Then from there we had lateral cerebral sulcus, which is between frontal, frontal and temporal. So we're basically where red, pink meets yellow, right through here. Then we have, what was the next one? Parietal occipital. Well, the name tells you, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, right? So here, parietal's blue, purple, occipital green. So it's this sulcus right along there. Alrighty? And, the central sulcus. Okay. All right, forget about that. Central sulcus is right here, separating what? Parietal from frontal. All right, then we have the two gyri that we kind of talked about already. So kind of like a dark red here is our pre-central gyrus. Why pre? It's anterior to this central sulcus. So this is the pre-central gyrus. Who could tell me what functional area of the brain is in the pre-central gyrus? The primary blank area.
Motor.
Primary motor area. Very good, Julius. Very nice. Okay, and then back here, what is this? We have our post-central behind the central sulcus gyrus. And what is the functional area in there?
Somatosensory.
Primary somatosensory. Okay. That's everything. Yeah, pretty much. And then finally, in the gray back here, we have our cerebellum, the little brain. All right, so that's kind of like the outside view. Then we take this view here. You just use this half to get the rest of this stuff. All right, now first thing to point out, again, cerebellum, you can see it there. But from here up until right about here, this is all brain stem area. Now remember, brain stem made up of three parts. From bottom up, medulla oblongata, pons, midbrain. So I usually say, right 63, right from here and down, that's going to be medulla oblongata. Okay, maybe right from here down. That's medulla oblongata. I used that 60, is that 63? Yep, 63 is the kind of like right in the middle. Then here, between 65 to 66, and if you run your finger on it, you can feel it. It's a lot of tracks, white matter tracks. That's your pons. And then kind of behind it, a little bit superior, between 64 to 67, there's your midbrain. So it's medulla oblongata, pons, midbrain. Okay? Then from there, we head into the diencephalon. Remember, that's the center part of the brain. Three basic parts: thalamus, hypothalamus, and epithalamus. So first, the thalamus, kind of again of this round egg-shaped structure in the middle. I kind of use these four numbers, 51, 49, 50, and 55. You'll kind of go around in a circle there as a way to identify that. Right in the middle, number 47, is the little part that connects the left and right parts of the thalamus. Anyone know what the name of that is? The intermediate
Yes.
intermediate mass. Okay, connecting both sides. We're only looking at one half right here. So that's our thalamus. Now hypothalamus, hypo below, is going to actually be right here. If you notice, we have it's kind of like a triangle kind of shape right here. Okay, where the apex of the triangle, these two numbers, 71, 72. So you kind of think of anywhere in this area here is going to be hypothalamus. Again, I don't know what number would be you guys are comfortable with, but I would say, from 71, 72, heading back towards thalamus, all this area is hypothalamus. All right. Then we have the epithalamus, which has the pineal gland, and that's kind of small. So that's right here. I call it number 54. You know, is lack of a good number. That'll be epithalamus. Now, other structures associated closely with diencephalon. We have this number 44 right here. Notice it's kind of flat and smooth. That's a lateral ventricle. And then right above it, again, if you feel it, you can kind of see all those striations. Again, it's white matter tracts. In this case, it's the corpus callosum, which is your most prominent commissural tract, which is connecting both halves of the brain. I think that everything. Oh, I'm sorry. One thing that I missed. Right here, this cavity right here is your fourth ventricle, in between brainstem and cerebellum. That's fourth ventricle. So cerebellum, we got fourth ventricle, thalamus, ventricle. Okay, and after that, remember the cerebrum. A little hard to. It's all of this gray matter is cerebral cortex. Now, if we could go kind of deeper in, we'd see white matter, and that would count as the cerebrum. But we can't really see the white matter there too well, because it's a model. So we kind of just refer to this whole upper part here as the cerebral cortex. Now, don't forget here in orange is your limbic cortex. That's the emotional brain. So sitting on top of that is your cerebral cortex. And that's it. That's all the different parts. Okay? Any questions, complaints, concerns?